Jasmyne and Vince.
The JasVynce Show.
The JasVynce.
Happy Vince-giving, my friends, and welcome to a brand new episode of The JasVynce Show.
I'm Jazz.
And I'm Vince, and yes, it is Thanksgiving and my birthday. Happy whatever you celebrate and stuff like that. But I like to call it Vince-giving. We're here, of course, to talk about Married at First Sight Season
17
in
Denver.
Episode
6.
Episode number 6. Cancun, can't touch this. I don't know who came up with these names. The names haven't been that great lately. They haven't been that great, right? As the couples enjoy, I lost my place right. Their honeymoon in Cancun, Mexico. One couple grapples with their cultural differences and the impact they have on their marriage. One wife doesn't know why she and her husband aren't keeping pace with the other couples. The type is very small on my phone. Sorry, y'all. What couple are we talking about? I can't tell. Who was really beefing that much?
I think Lauren and Orion is who they're referencing.
Very, very possible. If you watched the episode, or even if you didn't watch the episode, we're talking about the first week of marriage. The excursions, they got to do some little fun stuff, some bonding time. And they got to hang out with the other couples. I thought it was nice to see them, experience some time together and all that good stuff. I don't know which couple we're talking about first, but I did want to acknowledge, or should we save it for the ratings?
What?
The poll that they stole.
They stole our poll. Pause.
It's not the same thing. But yeah, we do have a rating system that, Married at First, I just happened to throw in a poll in there. But it's okay. We'll get to that. Who would you like to talk about first, Jazz? I have I didn't change any orders from the last couple shows. So I have Becca and Austin first. Would you like to get into them?
Sure.
What do you have for Becca and Austin?
What do I have for them? I only have one note: chilling in the hammock and still not discussing anything deep.
I don't know how to put it. They seem like they're having a really good time. I let Jazz be in charge of the notes.
I feel like they're both. The general consensus is everybody is talking to like the guys or the girls, but they don't seem to be like talking a lot to each other.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's all I got.
Austin, didn't want to make everybody jealous of how great their relationship was going in his eyes and both of their eyes. So he kind of withheld some information, or did he?
He just didn't hype it up enough.
He's like, yeah, it's all right.
I feel like it. He's like, yeah, I have everything. I wrote, he literally has nothing to say because it's going so well. And Becca says they haven't talked about goals, religion, or all the heavy stuff that she normally talks about initially. Mm. So in the preview, it looked like she was like, hey, we haven't talked about this. We should talk about it. And he's like, yeah, we should. She's like, oh, right now? He's like, no. So. Not. I don't think.
What, are they both religious at all, or?
I feel like one of them is, I want to say one of them is like atheist or
it's very
or
possible.
Something.
I was like, I feel like this, they're prefacing it like this conversation.
Why do I feel like she's Jewish and he's atheist?
Does
that sound familiar?
That could be. I'm not absolutely sure. Let us know in the comments. I didn't even say we appreciate y'all for watching. We just got right into it, y'all. Thank you. Make sure you
like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, do all those things.
Yeah,
thank you. All right, back to the show. I don't have much about Becca and Austin. They seem like they're doing well. I don't know what else to say.
On the surface, they're doing well. They're at least attractive.
Definitely on the surface. We know, especially when they get home, there's going to be a lot of things to deal with. As she mentioned, she's an overthinker, so she's thinking about everything that could possibly go wrong. But enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself while you're in paradise.
Yes, who's next?
All right. Anything else about Becca and Austin? Please let us know in the comments how you feel about this wonderful couple. Let's get into Emily and Brennan. Can we talk about them?
Yeah.
Again, didn't take much notes about them, but I'll let you begin.
What did I write? They went flyboarding for their activity,
which was dope. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would try it. You know me. Water activities I'm here for.
Not bad. We might have to go flyboarding.
Do we?
At some point.
All right. No comment.
Go ahead.
I said her hand is definitely broke because those fingers are swollen, and she said she couldn't really feel her hand.
When did she break her hand?
When they were in the shower.
Was that in this episode?
This was like an episode or two ago.
Oh, I don't recall this at all.
It was the first episode of the honeymoon. She slipped getting out the shower and landed on her hand.
And it's still broken to this day.
But I'm pretty sure it's broken and not sprained. She keeps saying sprained, but she hasn't been to a doctor. What else do I have for them?
The hair? Or am I skipping ahead?
Hold on, did I not write it? Oh, I wrote that when they went on the boat trip. Where is it? Oh, I said Emily's hair is matted beyond belief.
Yes, it is.
Is it because her hand is broke? I was trying to understand how did we get to this point. I don't know if I missed how we got to the matted hair.
Especially if it's been a couple of days, playing in the sand.
But apparently she had tracks in, but like you have to take care of that. Yeah. But also it was a lot going on. So basically on the way to the boat trip, the first time they tried to do the boat trip, Becca like put her hair into like two buns, and it was like, oh, it looks so much better. And I thought she looked like a who, y'all. A who. Cindy Lou Who. That's what she looked like.
Is that Cindy Lou?
That's not Cindy Lou. I don't know which. No, that's the older sister, I think.
That's somebody. But yeah.
That's what she looked like. What was it called?
Space buns?
She said space buns, but it wasn't given space buns.
I don't know what that means.
It's like when you put two. It's kind of like that when you put the two buns. The idea, the style she gave was technically space buns. Yeah. But it was sticking out of her head like the Who girl. So yeah, it looks a mess.
How did she take care of this by chance?
Apparently, she made an appointment with like a Mexican hairdresser, but the guy didn't speak any English, and he was like cutting the tracks out. I want to say he probably cut some of her hair because it just looked like it was a lot of hair.
He cut a good amount of hair,
but looks like tracks
with her. What is those? The eyebrow scissors or something? She said.
I'm just like, what kind of hairdresser don't have scissors? It was a lot going on, y'all.
How you say scissors? ¿Cómo se dice scissors?
No sé.
En español, no?
Yeah, so they seem to be doing well as they can be. Brendan said that he's excited to do more firsts together because they like to experience new things. Right. And Emily told the girls like she's not rushing into sex because she's trying to do things differently. I don't believe that. I feel like if he was down to have sex right now, she would be. But it is.
Is she down?
They probably did already have sex.
Y'all,
I can see that.
You think? Well, she revealed on the after party that was it her and Lauren that had sex around the same time?
Oh yeah. But that wasn't the same thing. That was before they got married.
Oh really?
She was saying Lauren didn't have sex. We're not getting to that part yet. You spoiling it. That was before getting married, not after them being married.
Shaking my head, but we don't talk about women's bodies.
You
go ahead.
That's it, babe.
Talk about clamoring.
Clamoring.
That was off the top. Clamoring.
Yikes.
Claire and Cameron, I feel like they've been doing okay. Cameron has been like progressively awkward. Apparently, according to everybody, he's been very serious. And I haven't noticed that, but maybe he's afraid of joking because he might say something racist. I don't. Maybe.
I don't think that's what it is.
I don't know. He's trying to play cool.
I think that she thinks, like Claire thinks that he's too jokey, and she hasn't said it, but I do get that vibe.
Yeah, she's in Cameron's words. not as used to dealing with awkwardness or being uncomfortable
situation,
right?
Not as willing to be an uncomfortable
I thought that was pretty well put. How do you feel about that, though?
I think that it's a privilege to be able to say that to somebody else. That's all I'm gonna say on that note. Anyway, so their activity was a splatter room, which they were supposed to be painting, and they ended up throwing paint on each other, having a paint fight.
Is that what it was called?
Yes, that's what it said. Splatter room.
That sounds crazy.
But that was the first time I actually saw them enjoying themselves and like laughing with each other.
Apparently, that's the first time she saw him have fun. Also,
because they don't be doing that. She be over there trying to therapize everybody. I'm sick of her. So neither of them knew if the other person was attracted to each other. Even
though I feel like they've discussed that before.
No, they're telling the cameras and everybody else that they're attracted to each other.
Okay.
So that was driving me crazy. I'm just like, if you guys both need that gratification, like, why are you not saying it to each other? But by the end of the episode, they did say it. Thank God.
I like that they both are sharing, I think a couple times throughout this episode, oh, I think things are going really well, blah, 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 like, I can trust you, like, I'm enjoying your company. And I just feel like they're both, like, lying a little bit. I don't know if it's sarcasm or maybe they're overdoing it, but they don't really seem like they like each other that much. Just off first glance, their body language, yes, this is cool and all that stuff, but, like...
But the girls called her out, though.
They still seem a little distant.
The girls called her out.
Yeah.
Because she was like, she asked the girls for advice about affection. And she was like, yeah, I didn't necessarily feel an immediate attraction like you guys. And the girls was like, hold up. You was giving him nothing. Because remember that time y'all was talking and he put his arm around you and your body language wasn't saying anything. And I was like, they flashed to the clip and I was like, that's actually really true. And that's exactly what he was saying. He's saying the energy and the vibe I get from her body language is not welcoming or like she's into me.
There's a meme of Jamie Foxx and Denzel Washington. Not the I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. There's one where he goes, "Get your damn hands off me."
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's somebody knows the Jamie Foxx and Denzel Washington meme. Let me know if you're familiar with it. But that's
what is it from?
That's from that same interview.
Oh, it's an interview?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. That's how I was feeling.
So...
Anything else about...
After they hung out, they caught up on the conversation in the hot tub on the balcony.
I just got a picture of everybody in bed the next morning.
You need to update your pictures.
I do.
And
it takes too much time.
He was saying that he feels like her communication level is higher than his. And she said that she realized that everybody doesn't communicate the same as her. And she actually apologizes for not noticing how hard he was trying. And they both feel optimistic.
Very mature of her. I like that.
I would feel more optimistic if he stopped wearing that same little swim outfit.
The Scuba
that
Steve.
Looks like he's a 3-year-old toddler.
The Scuba Steve.
But yeah, I'm going to let him live.
He had time to change when it rained.
And then
came back and still wore the same joint.
Yeah.
Anything else about Claire and Cameron? I think we have something to watch from them. They're gonna give us something eventually. I don't know how serious they're gonna get. I don't know how much more open they're going to get. But just hoping the experts, bring something out of them, and she tries to therapize a little bit less, or does some of that magic work on herself. That's all.
I'm trying to find where I wrote that. When the girls were talking, I wrote something about her. Where is it? Clarice. Oh, let's go to Lauren and
all right, cool. That's I was like, you got anything else to say?
That's
about
where
Claire and Cameron. Let me know, please. Put in the chat, in the comments, how you feel about this wonderful couple. I saved the best for last because people think that there's some turmoil in paradise. They seem to be having a great time. They look great together. Love the energy, love the vibes, love the communication.
Yeah. So after the last conversation, things have been offbeat. She said she slept separately, but then she got up at 5 a.m. to get into bed with him because she didn't want him to wake up by herself. And so their activity was to go to a C-note thing. We love a good C-note thing.
We do.
And I wrote that they seem very introspective and like they're trying to have the difficult conversations.
Definitely trying.
He admits to being stubborn and says that he wasn't able to formulate words in a respectful manner. And I was like, that is a great way to describe him needing to take a break.
They've been really great at describing things this episode. I will say that. Do you feel like Orion might be overreacting a little bit?
I think I can't think of who he reminds me of, but I do think I don't like to say overly sensitive, but he's at the threshold, like borderline of like, all right, everything can't be a thing.
Married at First Sight, aficionados. Let us know who you think Orion might remind you of.
Who was it?
The first person that comes to mind for me, Justin, from a couple years ago.
But Justin had the thing.
Who was Justin paired with?
Alexis.
Justin and Alexis. And Alexis is the person I saw at the BET Awards. I told you that, right? And I couldn't remember. I was like, where do I know you from? That was completely random.
I was at the BET Awards.
Yeah, but I was just walking in the hallway and I was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I know you from somewhere. And she was like, hey, how you doing?
Interesting.
It was Alexis.
She probably thought you were trying to hit on her. You weird. Anyway.
Justin, though.
No, not to that level.
You don't think that
not
was
to that level?
He was very emotional.
Anyway, no, I don't think it's to that level because Orion is still able to have mature conversations.
Yeah, he doesn't shut down, which I appreciate.
Okay,
but I think he takes it there though, and it's like, all right, yeah, maybe you just need some time and space for a second, but like, I feel like it's so much of not a knee-jerk reaction, but more of like it's so like, damn, you that hurt? Like,
yeah, I think that
take some time to process it.
But you know what? Somebody left a comment last week and said that it is more hurtful when someone in your house says something like, not provocative, what's the word? Offensive, than when it's external. And I was like, I do understand that, but I feel like when you're getting to know, it's basically like somebody external. It's not like we know each other. So
it's a combination of both. It's like, I don't know you all that well, but you're the one person in this whole country, because we're on vacation right now, that I should be able to trust the most.
You should be able
Simple
to,
as
but
that.
trust is still built.
Yeah. I should be able to come to you for comfort and safety and not berating or down-putting or any of those things. So, yeah, I can see where he's coming from, but I do feel like he's overreacted a little, tiny bit.
I feel like by the end of this episode, I would say every single time I expected a different reaction out of him, it is the opposite of what I expect.
Crazy.
So, yeah. All right. So she basically was saying that she wants him to feel safe and valued in their home, and because I understand what she was saying. She was like, I want you to feel safe and valued in the house because I feel like in the world you may not feel that way. And I was like, I love those words.
They're amazing.
So basically, it seems like they like made up at the C-Note Day is what I was getting. So then they have the boy and the girl day or whatever. Mm-hmm. And where's my comment? So Lauren opens up about having difficult conversations.
Talk about it.
Orion says that she is everything he wanted in a partner. And then Claire was pissing me off because Claire's like, she said it in the confessional that she feels sad that people are having these difficult conversations and she can only imagine what the conflict is like. I said she's too therapist-y and dissecting everyone else with the therapist questions instead of working on her relationship. Yep. And I can't remember who was doing it before, but it was working my nerves.
There's been a couple people over the last few years that have tried to be the expert on the show, and just just enjoy your marriage. Like, they'll send notes and letters and experiments and poems and stuff that you have to do later. Just work on your marriage. That's all.
I'm just saying. I feel like Woody and Amani kind of did it, where they were asking other couples questions, again, but their stuff was kind of in line though.
Yeah, I still feel like producers, push them to ask questions of each other. So that's probably it, because everybody's not as natural. That's what it was. Woody and Amani made it flow with the conversation a little bit more, as it seemed. I think when they sat down, was it Emma that asked? It's like, hey, I'd like to ask everybody a question here. I think we could, and then brought out cards. I'm like, hey, if that's just
Becca,
how it happened,
no,
Becca.
Who is Emma?
Yo, I be getting them mixed up. My bad.
Emma is not even on this show.
Emily and Becca is Emma to me. They the same person.
Stop it.
But yeah, Becca did that, and I was like, I wonder if she just had those cards, or did the producers plant those cards and say, hey, y'all gonna ask a few questions of each other? How they pick who they was asking? Why did they choose that person? Like,
I mean, I think it was good, babe.
It was cool. I always like stuff like that, though.
So basically, everything seems good, and then they have the romantic dinner.
Yes, let's talk about this.
You would have thought it was what was your guy from Boston that played Never Have I Ever?
Oh, everybody?
Nah, what was the guy? I can't remember his name. He was annoying. Anyway. So they start discussing, and I was not prepared for this conversation at all. Not that I'm very prude, but I've watched all the seasons of the show, and I've never heard them describe foreplay in that detail.
Yo.
I would just, we diving into it. Okay. I mean, the marriage bed is undefiled. I'm just saying. We grown, but I wasn't prepared for that, and I didn't even know that. I mean, I work for a TV station. I didn't know that we could air that stuff at that time. Fellatio? You know? Fellatio. What's all the words? He was saying all the words, you know.
They weren't saying that
top to bottom.
That many other words. What was that?
Around and around.
Erogenous zones. They wasn't, they were keeping it clean, which I appreciate.
You can't say that on Kids and Family. That's all I'm saying.
This I wasn't. Lifetime.
I'm just saying the show comes on at 8:00. That's giving like post 10 p.m. content. That's what I was thinking, but whatever. Anyway, so they started talking about.
They wasn't shaking ass on the boat, so
they definitely didn't show the ass shaking on the boat. She was asking like about like what he's into, yes. and he admitted that he has a sex toys collection,
which is interesting.
Yes, and she said, I like to explore, and they was talking, and I was like, oh, they about to.
They were so close. I hate when they be so close.
Yeah, I was like,
okay, they having a really good conversation right now.
We about to consummate. Pastor Kyle's favorite word, consummate. And then we get to, so how long has it been since you had sex? And he says, oh yeah, I wasn't really in a rush because I haven't had sex in a year and a half. And I was like, okay. I'm surprised by that. I was surprised by that.
I don't know why.
Just because he's like 27. You think of a man at that age not having sex since he was like 25. Yeah, that's not a red flag, but I was just surprised.
First off, don't use anything red describing Orion's life, all right? Second off,
babe, come on.
Second off, you don't know his life. Like, what does it matter?
But also, anyway, so she basically said she had sex like 2 months ago, and this man was like, sex is off the table for me.
And
I was like,
that to me, that was an overreaction. Like, I would be like, wow. Like,
no, you said it was wild.
I don't know. Like, he said that, he immediately said that makes me uncomfortable. And I'm just like,
y'all was talking about sex toys 2 seconds ago.
I could share that would make me uncomfortable, but I don't know if I would blur it out that fast and then immediately say, no, we're not having sex.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm getting from this? There's a little bit of like, I'm scared to say this, but closeted misogyny. Because he said that he grew up in a very matriarchal society, and I think that he said he don't want to be bossed around. Like, it's just like all the things like Men be saying I want a strong woman and I want a woman that does all these things. But she is very sex positive. And it seemed like he was on the same level. And I don't see a problem with her having sex 2 months ago when she was being vetted for a process, not selected, not told that she was getting married.
And we don't know. We don't know what happened, but
it don't matter.
I just, the way that I would assume,
if it was consensual, she can have sex with whoever she wants.
Absolutely. You know, some people have done it sooner.
Y'all wasn't dragging Eris like that.
People were.
Misogyny.
I think that, you know, in his eyes, he's like, oh, this is such a sacred, you know, sacrament and all these wonderful things, and I've been waiting, and I've been thinking about doing this process for so long, and you just out here throwing it around. And, like, I think that's what he thinks. Like, that's crazy. Like, you knew 2 months into this, and I've said this before, not to be misogynist. I've said, in general, men or women, if you knew that you were going to sign up for this, it's probably not the best to still be swiping on people. You know what I'm saying?
Who said she was swiping on anybody?
I didn't say that. I'm saying what has happened in other seasons.
Right. So, but that's what I'm saying. She didn't say that.
We don't know. That's what I said.
She didn't say I was in a relationship 2 months ago.
We don't know.
And I had sex, right?
We don't know.
This process takes a few months, right?
Yeah.
But even though you're in the process, you don't know you're being selected to get married.
Yeah.
So if she said, oh, I had sex 2 weeks ago and you found out 2 weeks ago you were getting married, I could see you feeling that way.
Yeah. People are not saving themselves for marriage on the show a lot. So that, you know.
Well, if he said,
there's a few people that,
if he said, that's interesting, let's go get an STD test, that I could understand.
Yeah, same.
That I could understand. But he's on the after party, he said that his sister said you slut shamed your wife, and that's exactly how I felt. Misogyny. That's all I'm saying. Because if he had did it, it would be a different story.
He immediately took sex off the table, which is
goofy.
It's like, so you know she.
That means she got practice.
Like, yeah.
She got practice.
You know she.
You're trash.
You're
trash.
You said the same thing.
You're trash.
Anywho, I don't have anything else to say about Lauren Orion, except for the D word comes up in the next episode, which I'm not proud of. I'm glad Pastor Cal got in the middle of this, but
no bueno.
No bueno. Do you want to get into these ratings / polls, my dear Jasmine?
Sure.
Of course, during the episode, there was an opportunity to vote on the couples, and the question was asked, which couple is having the most trouble in paradise? 57% came back as Cameron and Claire. 39% was Lauren and Orion, and then Emily and Brennan had 3%. Becca and Austin only had 1%.
I just want to say that Lifetime, you should not be excluding the Pacific Standard Time people. I just want to say that.
Feel some type of way?
Yes, because I definitely scanned the QR code on my TV and it said that it was closed because I'm on Pacific Standard Time. Not fair.
Right.
Just saying it.
We are a week into these marriages. We started doing our ratings again last week.
Yes.
Jasmine chose to do 1 through 5. I've seen
the
some
people
comments.
have spoken.
I've seen some comments.
They want 0 through 10.
Thank you,
okay.
Duzzy, Willa, and everybody else that
Thank you.
Was rating out of a 10. I saw some negative zeros out there. We shout out to y'all that are dropping those ratings in the comments. Of course, here at the JasVynce Show, we always rate our couples 1 through 10 or 0 or negative whatever through 10. No one gets a 10 until they both say yes on decision day. And the ratings are based on compatibility, the amount of love, growth, communication, all those other good things. Combine them into one. We just give them a big rating. So seeing as how we gave Becca and Austin a 4 out of 5 last week, what do you think about them this week, since we're doing it out of 10?
They still... I'll give them an 8 still. I mean...
8 is a decent score? 8 is a decent score.
It's
Let us know.
the same as a 4 out of 5.
Let us know how you feel about Becca and Austin. I like them. They could work. Her name is not Emma.
They need to talk about some stuff. So
that's
what I'm concerned about.
That's the thing. I do see that score dropping.
It seems like he avoids talking about the real stuff, and
they got work to do.
That's probably why his mom said he wasn't ready for marriage.
Claire and Cameron, we gave them a 1 out of 5 last week.
Improvement. They get a. I'm gonna give them a 4.
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
They also still have a lot to talk about, but they're talking. That's what matters. Lauren and Orion.
What was the last week?
We gave them a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm still going with give them a 6.
6 out of 10.
I like them. I don't know what the block is. I just think it's some men have that block.
Yes. No spoilers, but let us know if you think Lauren and Orion are going to make it past the honeymoon. Because what are they going to do? Just continuously show us 3 couples?
Listen, they don't. If they lose 2 couples already, that's crazy.
It's wild.
I don't think so.
Wow. Let us know how you feel about Lauren and Orion. Emily and Brennan is our last couple. We also gave them a 3 out of 5. How you feeling?
For those tracks, 0. But this is another couple I'm not super certain about, honestly.
No.
I'm gonna give them a 5.
5 out of 10. Halfway. Meet me halfway.
Yeah, I'm not certain about them, to be honest.
We'll find out. We'll find out how we feel about these couples. If you have enjoyed this and want to let us know how you're feeling about the show, especially if you're watching or even covering on YouTube, please make sure that you
like, comment, and subscribe.
We appreciate that, yo.
Drop the rating.
Drop those ratings. Let us know how you feel about these couples. Until then, happy holiday. We will see you on another episode of The JasVynce Show. Peace.
Jasmyne and Vince.
The JasVynce Show.